every time I go out on the street, I am aware of what I'm wearing, what I look like. If I see a group of most of the time, if I see a group of guys, I try to avoid it because I don't want to get made fun of or called names or whatever. And I also always, when I go out on the street, I put in my music, and when I walk past groups of people or like groups of guys, I always turn up the volume because I don't know if they're gonna say something, but if they're gonna say something, I just don't want to hear it, so I just turn up my music really loud. I grew up in Tiel, and in a small village that is very close to that. Everything was great, but I did get bullied there a lot because I was always different than the other kids that lived there. They would call me gay or girl, or they'd tease me, or like exclude me from groups. But I remember like being in a group. I was in a group of friends with all boys for a while. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. And one day we were in like arts and crafts, and they said we were all at the table together. We had been from the start of the year, and then all of a sudden they were like, "Well, we don't want to sit with you anymore. You have to move to a different table." When I started college, I was very nervous because I was like, well, people are obviously going to think I'm gay right from the start, but how am I going to deal with that? But that was actually like a turning point where I started to realize that people don't care because everyone's grown up, at least a bit. At one point, I just had like an epiphany, and I was like, well, if everyone thinks that I'm gay, and so if they think it, and if I know it, and I just come out as gay, then every time they say something about it, they can't really hurt me with it anymore. That made me realize, okay, well, now I can start to become more of myself. Coming out helped me move to Amsterdam, but maybe moving to Amsterdam helped more with coming out, because I finally had a place where I could totally be myself. You blend in more with people because there's so many different kinds of people in this city. Ever since then, I've met new friends who fit perfectly with me, and who are the same as me, and who have gone through the same things. I was very happy that I got this place because it's all for myself, and I can decorate it myself, so I really like that. I studied journalism. This year I did a minor in photography, and that's why I really got to express myself for the first time, I think, in my studies, because I made this photo series about drag queens and queer performers, and what discrimination, how that affects them when they go out on the street. It really opened my eyes. Seeing a lot of news reports about drag queens getting harassed or beat up or getting rejected by taxis, I thought I want to bring that to everyone's attention and see or show how strong these queens are for doing what they do and for having to deal with that, because the next night they are performing again, maybe after like something horrible happened. So I photographed 5 queer performers. So not only drag queens, but also club kids or like people who play with gender a lot. And I photographed them all in a spot where they came in contact with discrimination. This is Jennifer Hopeless. She is a drag queen from Amsterdam, and she's also like doing a lot with activism. I took this picture close to Dam Square.
This is the spot where she wanted to take a taxi after Pride, but the taxi driver refused to take her. You are just yourself as a person, and someone denies you entrance to something because of how you look and because of how you act and because of who you are. I wanted to really make sure that in the photo she was very strong and very happy and very powerful, and I think I can't really say this about my work, but that it is an iconic photo.
So these are all my wigs. I got them from an old regular customer at my old job. And this one is my favorite. This is like a beautiful gray one. This one is also a favorite. It's like a little bit the Little Mermaid realness. The curls. I like that. And then this one's really funny. This is like the "Can I speak to your manager, please?" wig. This one's not my favorite, but it's a fun one. And then another favorite of mine is this nice curly one. I really like that. So that's most of them, the wigs. It's part of the look. Before I started doing, like, trying the drag makeup, I would already put on BB cream and concealer when I went out for a night out with my friends. On the one hand, I can like really get into that feeling of, oh, people think I'm weird or they don't like me or whatever. But then on the other hand, I'm like, well, I know that's not true, and or at least I don't know what they think, so just calm down. It's probably not what you're thinking is not true. So I can like level it for myself, but it still is there in my mind every time. Where I can help, I want to help. I really hope that if I write about it and make photos of it and talk about it and show people that it's happening, that people stop harassing gay people, beating them up on the street or calling them names or whatever, or LGBT people, because they're just people.